What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. Happy hump day. It's the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, right here in the Recap Studios. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's all brought to you by our proud partners at Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicago land locations. Here's to get that new blueberry lemonade drink of the month, $8. Looking forward to tasting that. It's a good way to kick off the summer. Later on, maybe this week. Maybe later this week. A lot going on. Another big win by the Chicago Cubs. 16 games over 500 for the first time since 2018. I keep telling you guys, this team's really, really good. Shane Smith looks every bit like one of Major League Baseball's best stories, whether they're talking about him or not, or enough or not. I'm telling you, I will, because what a find, what a story. Shane Smith, easily the White Sox best player right now to go to the All-Star game in Atlanta next month. And then the Bears are at Hallis Hall at minicamp, and I wanted to start there because, look, we've talked about winning the offseason so many different times. There's the Cubs. I told you 16 games over 500 for the first time since 2018. And then the Bears, loving the attention to detail. Everything is different. Okay, so why does that matter? We don't want to win the press conference anymore. We don't want to win the offseason anymore. Players talked last year about wanting to be coached harder. They are talking about Ben Johnson. We know the offensive genius and mastermind that he is, but the attention to detail, hey, blow the whistle, stop the play right now and ride someone's ass to make sure they're doing it right. And they're doing it now in May and June. So when they hit training camp late July, they're ready to go and they understand the accountability. Before, you could take food to meetings. Now, absolutely not. You are not eating your breakfast or your lunch in the meetings. Get here early, eat your breakfast. You want to bring a granola bar or snack? Fine. You're not bringing a meal, so you're sitting here like this. We're not scrolling on our phone when you're trying to be coached up. I think that's what matters. It's crazy to say in 2025 that you're begging for accountability and little easy things like that, but it's very clear. It's a different type of athlete in 2025, different type of kid that we're raising in 2025. Every day you're practicing, every day you're working. Each day leads to the next day. And there's where good habits and winning teams are built. Eric, happy hump day to you. Cubs have a third baseman. They have a closer now. We just need another bullpen arm, another starting pitcher, and I think the Cubs are pretty set. Nice win to start the road trip. Yeah, look at all that. In a matter of 3 or 4 weeks, now everyone's feeling a lot more comfortable about the bullpen, which is the best in baseball since mid-April. Think about that. It is amazing what a stable back end of the bullpen can do when Daniel Palencia has just been absolutely lights out for the Cubs. I'm going to pull him up here in a second. The question is, do they go get insurance for Daniel Palencia? I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I would not be surprised if they did, to bolster that bullpen in the second half of the season. Bears mandatory minicamp. Eric's looking forward to it. It's happening right now. Hopefully everybody stays healthy and a great 2025. No doubt about it. MLB has the ballot for the All-Star game up. I would assume PCA is going. Kyle Tucker's going. Carson Kelly's going. Seiya Suzuki is the Cubs are going to be well represented for sure. I'm not sure I didn't know what's ridiculous there, Becky. There's the real Phil Simms. Happy Stanley Cup Finals. Oilers in 7 definitely will be a great series. A rematch might be alluding to the bet of the day. Guff, stop giving 2 bets out in one day, huh? Just give one bet. Just give one bet of the day. Okay? Breck Bear, they should be rolling out a parade in Denver. The Colorado Rockies have won a series for the first time since late September of last year. They had lost 22 consecutive series. Folks, the Miami Marlins should be fielding phone calls right now about Alcantara. They should be fielding calls right flipping now. You lose 2 out of 3 to the Rockies, there's about 300 fans showing up a game right now in Miami. They are a complete train wreck. Randall, good afternoon. Cubs are hot, hot, hot. Yeah, baby. No doubt about it. I think Cap has the Cubs. He's not here right now. I think Cap has the Cubs at 10, or Bears at 10-7 or 11-6. I think he's at 10-7. I'm more in the 8-9 range. What's up, Bird Dog? I know you have inside information. So in your opinion, do the Bears get shovels in the ground in Arlington Heights in 2025? And when do you think the new stadium will be completed? I think they have to get shovels in the ground, Bird Dog. So at some point, I think that they got to get this thing announced. I think it takes a good solid 3 years from start to finish here. So at this point, you put a shovel in the ground right now. You're opening the season for the 2028 season. But I could see them trying to save some money on the lease that's at Soldier Field. This feels like 2029 all of a sudden to me. Think about that. Caleb will be in like his second contract by then. Debo, where's Cap? This is the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff. Welcome to the program, Debo. Okay? That's what we do here. Every day at 12:30. Appreciate you being here. Where's Cap? He'll be here. He's not on this show today. Appreciate you being here, though. Phil, good win last night. Can't wait for the Tiger series. Will definitely be off the charts. It should be a really good one between two of the best teams in baseball this weekend in Detroit. Happy hump day to you, Kyle. I like what I'm hearing from Hallis Hall. I feel better about Ben Johnson than previous coaches like Nagy, Flus, Fox, and Tressman. Got to prove it on the field, but sounds promising. Bear down. I listened to some of the press conferences yesterday. Really like what DeAndre Swift had to say. He's like, they asked him, like, what's different? He's like, everything. If you can't see it, come out and watch it. Everything's different. Everything's different from what they are asking us to do, what the attention to detail is, how the team is buying into the absolute positivity in terms of coaching. I like the fact that they're breaking this all in right now. So when they get to training camp, there's no shortcuts. This is what's going to happen under this staff, and you move forward. And then you look at the coaching staff and you look at the amount of NFL experience on it. It's something that the Bears have lacked for years. When you go up and down that staff, Dennis Allen, head coach in this league for 8 years. Antoine Randall, successful player and coach in this league for all those years. Eric Bieniemy, successful player and coach in this league for all these years. You keep going down. It's everything I've asked for and everything I wanted a year ago when I kept talking about, hey, look at other team staffs. You look at quarterback coaches like Mark Brunell, and John Fox is as senior defensive assistant. I like when you got former players barking out signal. Aaron Glenn is your defensive coordinator. Armando, will the White Sox break ground at the 78 now that the new Fire Stadium is confirmed? Well, Armando, no, they won't break ground. A, they don't own it. B, they have zero approval. They're asking the state for funds. Right now, the 78 is on pause for the White Sox. There's zero breaking ground. There's no deal struck. So right now, the White Sox are playing at 35th and Vec/Shields until further notice. That's the state of the stadium. Accountability, the key to success. Randall, I think it's the key to success in life. Whatever business you're in, whatever relationship you're in, you got to hold each other accountable. You got to be willing to do hard things together to get to the end result, for sure. Becky, thank God we don't have Merriweather anymore. Becky, come on now. You should be celebrating. Sometimes I know you get worried about what's behind you, but there's a lot to look forward to. That team went out yesterday and crushed the Nationals. Michael Busch, a double shy of the cycle. Lip Ripper, I love that Ben Johnson has a little meatball football guy in him and takes details very seriously. Me too. This is your job, which is funny because they're getting paid millions of dollars to do it. They should be as though they should do it. It's not how it works. Guys are caring about their brand. They cared about stuff off the field too. But when you're in the building, like Mike Vrabel's doing in New England, you set a level of accountability. Here's what's happening. Regardless of who you are, if you're picked 1-1 or if you're Mr. Irrelevant, it doesn't matter. Swayze, what's up? Shane Smith has been a sensational find. And as of right now, PCA, it's looking like the most impactful player in the league, which is crazy. It is crazy. Both of those, in a way, Swayze, are finds in a different, obviously the Cubs traded Javi Baez, but to get that deal for a guy like PCA, thinking about what he could be in New York right now, fantastic. And Shane Smith, you think the Brewers wouldn't like Shane Smith right now? The Brewers are sitting there going, man, what the hell did we miss? This guy's out there with a sub-2.5 ERA. Sub-2.5 for a team that's way up the tracks and just absolutely took it yesterday to the best team in baseball. I'm looking right now. I just wanted to give you an ERA count. Shane Smith is 14th in all of baseball in ERA. 14th in baseball in ERA. He's ahead of guys like Carlos Rodon, Logan Webb, Corbin Burns, Pablo Lopez, Zach Wheeler. It's incredible. Terry, Cubs fans vote early and often for PCA, Kyle Tucker, Carson Kelly. Let's make it uncomfortable for the Dodgers fans. The Dodgers should be uncomfortable, period. The Cubs have a lot of good players. The Cubs took the season series, at least in the Americas, against the Dodgers. Kyle, with the Fire possibly breaking ground in September on their new stadium, does that put pressure on Kevin Warren and the Bears to get shovels in Arlington Heights? I believe it does. And Kyle, I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that argument. I believe it does too. I believe that when you get the Chicago Fire and the ownership saying, I believe for this city, I love this city, and he's putting a shovel in the ground on a site that both teams were looking at, I think that there's going to be fans and everybody else, politicians, everyone. What's going on here? We're talking about stadiums for 2+ years. It is ridiculous in the best kind of way. Eli, can they fix Luis Robert like they fixed Colson Montgomery? No, I don't know if they fixed Colson Montgomery just yet, but in terms of Luis Robert, I don't think he's fixable here. I think that has come and gone. His speed and his glove are going to be the attraction for defensive purposes, but that's about it. Speaking of fixing Colson Montgomery, he's still hitting 193. I know that's the summation, but I'm not going to get hung up on Colson Montgomery just yet. I mean, let's see what he's done in here. In May, yeah, I mean, he raised his batting average 70 points. I like to see that. But I'm looking the last few games. He's 0 for his last 10, all right, with 4 strikeouts. I'm not sure he's fixed just yet. Sherman, happy hump day to you. If he becomes available, does Ricketts pay for DeGrom? Cap and Gordon discussed this yesterday on the Cubs Recap podcast. That number might make him uncomfortable, but I just don't understand why you wouldn't consider bringing in Jacob DeGrom. People are going, oh, he's injured. He's not injured this year. Dude, they're 3 games under. They're not up the track like the Atlanta Braves are, who are 5 games under 500 now. Keep talking about Chris Sale. Dude, the Marlins are 4 games back of the Braves. The Braves are in really, really bad shape right now. If I'm the Cubs, I'm calling about Chris Sale every single day. Alcantara is horrible. Jeremy, I hear you. Okay? I hear you. But the package, maybe it's less now. And I'm going to put everything in a box for you here. His ERA now sub 8, which is laughable, I know. But if we're going to look at Sandy Alcantara, yeah, I can't. I mean, yesterday, 6 innings, 2 earned, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks. 1 walk. He wasn't very good in May. He wasn't good in April. He just hasn't been very good. But I don't think he's horrible unless the package you give up is horrible. Are the Cubs getting Aroldis Chapman as a closer? I've seen a little bit of this, and I find it awful curious. Could you imagine the Cubs 9 years later going out and getting Aroldis Chapman right now for Boston? 3-2 with a 1.80, 33 strikeouts and 25 innings, a whip under 1. He looks every bit like the Aroldis Chapman that you want him to be. He's got 9 saves and only 1 blown save. You know the guy. I mean, tell me why it's a bad idea. Boston's 5 games under, 10 games back, 2-8 their last 10. Young, I think you're onto something there. Here's hoping Shane Smith is going to perform like this for years to come and not a one-year wonder. Thanks for the show, Pablo. Yeah, always somewhat of a concern, but the White Sox have been here before with guys like this. They've found guys. You know, Bannister and Katz are a really good tandem right now for the White Sox as pitching guys who lead the pitching department for the Chicago White Sox. Nolan Arenado coming to the Cubs. Shaw sent back down to the minors. Really? Why would you send Matt Shaw back to the minors? Young, that's insanity. What are you talking about? Matt Shaw to the minors? What? I can't. The guy's been playing a solid third base for you. And by the way, since Matt Shaw returned from Iowa, here's what he's doing. Okay? The Cubs are 10-3 since they recalled him. Matt Shaw's hitting .319 with an .819 OPS, 5 stolen bases, 6 doubles, and you want to ship him down for Nolan Arenado and all that money? Come on, man. Chef Paul. Got to get my guy Guff fixing shopping at Jewel with the wife. Chef Paul's watching the show while shopping with his lovely wife. His wife, I'm telling you right now, I've gotten to meet the beautiful Mrs. Chef. That Chef Paul, you want to talk about having it lucky. That guy's got a queen, not a chef. He's got a queen running him around. Chef, will you do the grocery shopping, please? Don't worry about me. I know you're asking about the bets. I'll get them for you in a little bit, my friend. My goodness, don't forget the bread. And buy some flowers for your wife while you're there, huh? Come on, Chef. Come on. Speaking of buying some stuff and visiting a place that I have actually seen Chef Paul at, the great Hooters, which for the month of June has the blueberry lemonade. It's got bullet bourbon in it, super refreshing, a blueberry puree. Great way to kick off summer on a hot day like yesterday. Now we're kind of back to the cool again. We're riding the wave of the early portions of June. Originalhooters.com to visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Order.hooters.com. If you want to pick up your takeout order, which I like to do a lot, have a Big Daddy mug while I'm waiting of Summer Shandy, Blue Moon, Dos Equis, the tender tacos, the mango habanero. You guys know how I like it. And the cinnamon pretzel bites to sweeten off the meal, make the kids happy. With every one of the times I get Hooters to go, appreciate Hooters for being a proud partner here on the recap. And of course, our sponsorship with NASCAR, which is here all month, leading up to the street race next month, July 5th and 6th. We will get to that in just a bit when we're talking about the street race. Reports out this morning that the Cubs are very active on the trade front for a starter and could have a deal done in 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, Dustin, that's been out there for a while that they're trying to jump the market. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to stay optimistic that it's not Alcantara and it's more like Chris Sale. If they get something like that done, guys, you're talking about World Series probability really going up. Best bet MGM wager. Vinny Capra does not hit for the cycle this month. That's Jerry's favorite White Sox player. It's fact. I can tell you that. I promise. Chef, going to get a big table on the 25th. 25th, we'll have graphics for you soon. The viewing party, a Hooters viewing party, Cubs, Cardinals, of course, the NBA draft that night too. Alcantara shouldn't fetch much based on this year's performance. Do you think the Marlins will price themselves out of a deal with teams because of what he did in 22? I think they'd like to, Swayze. And the question is, are they comfortable enough moving on from him with control, knowing that they're not going to be able to get as much as they thought they were? And if so, do they just keep him and take a chance on trading him in the offseason? That's a possibility too. Kyle Teal, Eli, taking reps at first base. Do you think he'll be called up soon to play first? I was on the Zoom call. I said this yesterday with Kyle Teal, player of the month for the White Sox in the minor leagues. He's taken 2 days, maybe now 3 days worth of reps of ground balls at first base. But he said, let me be clear, I'm a catcher and I'm really good. And he is, and I love that. And I think the White Sox are going to need to be creative with Edgar Carroll and Kyle Teal. I think they both could get a day, maybe 2 at first base, but those are catchers, and you want both of their bats in the lineup. Voter fatigue may get PCA and MVP over Shohei. Christian, that's asinine, in my opinion. Shohei Ohtani is still the best player. They just did a player poll of who is the MVP. It's Shohei Ohtani from the players, and it's not even close. He leads the majors in homers. Okay? I know that doesn't just matter. He also, where's he at in hits? He's 68, so he's like the 14th area of hits. The dude's just a beast. It's Judge, Freeman, and Ohtani, the only 3 players with an OPS over 1,000. Kyle Tucker, by the way, talking about PCA, Kyle Tucker has the highest OPS for the Cubs. You know who has the next highest? Not PCA. Not Seiya. Michael Busch. Pete Crow Armstrong's OPS is 881. It's 19th in all of baseball. 20th, by the way, Seiya Suzuki. I'm just telling you. I don't see voter fatigue shouldn't. Let's see what happens. I'm not saying that PCA is not capable of winning the MVP. He absolutely could. But I think Kyle Tucker's getting overshadowed too. Lip, I am one of 300 fans to go to that Marlins game. Tickets are cheap and food is good, but not as good as the rate. Lip, that's why I love Lip, man. He don't give a damn if it's not cool to go. There's a lot to be said about that. I'm one of the same guys. I can't wait to meet Lip in person someday. Clyde, every single day I like to call your ass out too, my friend, because we're sitting here. I won't ignore you, but I like to let people know this is what we complain about. A lot of complaining on a show full of love. Kyle, love watching this Cubs team play. The way PCA froze the Nationals infielder yesterday was great. Fear this team. Go Cubs. He plays with that reckless abandon that's super smart. Reminds me of Javi Baez and AJ Pierzynski combined. Like stirs the pot, but it's always ahead of the curve, and it's always ahead of where the next guy's thinking. Swayze, I love the structure of this Bear staff. That'll definitely count for much improvement, but the schedule is a murderer's row. 8 to 9 wins seems fair. I agree with that. Mike, Guff, PCA is on pace for a 10-3 WAR, which would be a top 50 position player in MLB history. Check out other 24 players. Chevrolet saw it multiple times. I have looked at that. I also think I'm curious to see, because he hasn't walked much, which means that he's having a lot of success when he puts the ball in play, and usually that irons itself out. I don't know if that'll be the case. The dude's been awesome. Clyde, it's awesome that the Bears are being coached hard. This is how it should have been since the Ditka era, no doubt. Mike, only Trout and Ted Williams would have done so younger than PCA's current age 23 season. Dude, I'm not crapping on PCA. I can't believe how good he is and how lucky the Cubs are that that's the guy they got in the Javi Baez trade. It's incredible. Tibbs gets the boot. Hula Knicks turn to another circus orchestrated by Mr. Dolan, paying Tibbs $30 million to go away to do something the Knicks hadn't done in 25 years. Joe Colley recorded a podcast this morning. That'll be out soon here on the channel. It's all Tibbs related, candidates, etc. Of course, you know how Joe Colley feels about Tibbs. Cubs have the best record in the NL. Yes, they do, Christian. Luis Robert needs to fix himself. Amen to what Terry says. Let's not forget about Seiya. That dude should be an NL starter this summer. He's been clutch all year. Couldn't agree more. David, good afternoon to you. In your opinion, do you pick up Robert's 2026 option or trade him for cents on the dollar? I think picking up his option would do more harm than good. Spend that $20 million elsewhere. David, bye-bye. Not to you, to Luis Robert. Bye-bye. I've seen enough. Enough is enough. I'd trade him to pennies on the dollar, and if you can't, I guess you just don't pick up his option. But I think that there's somebody who would line up and trade for him. Maybe for not the package you wanted. Maybe a flyer like a Miguel Vargas type. Somebody else's failed top 100 or something. But yeah, it's bye-bye. What's the progress of Jacob or DeGrom? I guess I'm a little confused by the question because Jacob DeGrom is healthy. He's not injured. There's a lot of people who just assume Jacob DeGrom's injured. He's 5-2 with a 2.34. in 12 starts, a whip under 1. It's pretty damn good. He's Jacob DeGrom. Kyle, Breck Bears team is on fire, winning again right now against Miami, going for a sweep. No effing way. Mike McKinney. Yes, effing way. Like I said, why can't we go get 2? Man, that would be surreal. Agreed. Bring Aroldis Chapman back as closer to the Cubs. Clyde's down. Cardinals are in the wild card, and they aren't moving anyone right now. Yeah, the Cardinals aren't moving. If they continue this for another couple of weeks, they're buyers. They're certainly not sellers. Mike, I guess my baseball reference link with top 50 WAR seasons all time got removed from the chat. No, it was here. We've been talking about it. Kyle, one more Jordan NASCAR driver to bring in. Riley Herbst. Thought we had our guy Kyle Larson lined up, but we're working with NASCAR. We're going to get some picks. We're going to get some drivers here on the show. And speaking of which, I want to discuss our partnership with NASCAR because it's NASCAR's only street race, and it happens right here in this great city, July 5th and 6th, the Xfinity Series on Saturday the 5th, the NASCAR Cup Series on Sunday the 6th. It's awesome. If you've ever been down there, if you've never been down there, it's like, how are you walking in this NASCAR track with the backdrop of the beautiful city of Chicago down Michigan Avenue? You got Kyle Larson and Will Byron, and they're going head to head. And it's like they're trading paint and rubbing. I love everything about it. Rubbin's racing. Remember that forever and always. In our partnership with NASCAR, we have over 20 tickets to give away. Some grounds passes, some reserved seats. Those grounds passes are standing room only for the races. They get you in, and they also get you in to July 5th's Zach Brown Band concert in Grant Park. It's going to be awesome. One of the biggest country rock bands out there. You guys know them. You love them. Right here on the recap, we'll be giving tickets away all month long. Here on the lunch hour, on the rush hour, we're going to give a couple of pair of tickets away in person to that June 25th Hooters appearance. We'll have live driver interviews here on the lunch hour. We're going to have a couple of drivers popping in for interviews late in the month as they get closer to the Chicago Street Race. I'm jacked up about it. I told you to give me some names. Guys, the NASCAR Chicago Street Race tickets are on sale now. Check it out. Grant Park, Chicago, July 5th and 6th. There's a lot of things to do in the summer. This is one of the coolest events that we have going in this fine city. You know what we should do? We should probably get it in, right? Should we do the bet of the day? I think so. All right, so that's what I get yesterday. There's a lot of comments coming in, guys. I appreciate you. I'll try to get to a few more here as we wrap things up. We went 1-1 yesterday. That's my bad. Cubs way over the 4.5 on the road. Tigers got handcuffed and stymied by Shane Smith. That's on me. That's on me. Shane Smith just continues to deal. I thought at some point the bullpen would be turned over and they'd blow it like they have so many different times. Today, it's about time we have something other than baseball. This is a key to the real Phil Simms' heart. I'm going with the Stanley Cup final, the rematch. Okay, I love this Florida Panthers team. I do, and many do. And they are built to win back-to-back. A lot of people like the revenge factor that Canada hasn't won a Stanley Cup since 1993, which is asinine. And you guys know I've been saying I think it'd be awesome if Canada got a cup and Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl would all be able to celebrate. I just love this Panthers team. They have been historic on the road this year. I'm not kidding about that. They've done something that no team in the history of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs have ever done with their goal differential on the road. It's asinine. It's near 20. I'm going to take them. You're giving me plus money for a team that's been historic on the road, that's 3 insane lines deep. Their third line might be their top line in the playoffs. I'm going the Florida Panthers. The layoff doesn't concern me. I kind of like the over. I know Lip Ripper and his feelings on the over. It's up to 6.5 at plus 100. I almost dilly-dallied with that, but I'm going to go with the Panthers. They've been historic on the road all postseason, and I'm telling you, I just think that they're just a fun team to watch. And we're going to go back to the chat here. I threw out the NASCAR. I gave you the bet of the day. Let me see. I'm going to jump ahead to some of the chats here. Okay, we just talked about that. Let me jump ahead. There's the NASCAR suggestions. Dustin's saying Tyler Mahle being the latest dude that's balling, a new Cubs name. I think he was a former Cub. Why wouldn't Taves come back for the Blackhawks for free since we already paid him in advance? The way they let him go was shoddy. He earned every dollar of that $80 million contract, young Stu. No one's coming back. Rumors has it the Cubs are going to offer a 3-year extension for Kyle Tucker. Then that's not going to get it done, okay? That's not going to get it done. It's going to be like a 10-type year deal. Guff, come on down to South Florida. We'll go fishing and hit up the Hooters afterwards. That'd be a blast, Flip. I know you and I would have a blast. I feel like you and I have been long friends on this show, and they would work out pretty well in person. Ruth, Yaz, Hornsby, Bonds, Gehrig, Ripken, Wagner, Cobb, Mantle, Musial, Mays, Morgan, Judge, Betts, Williams, Collins, Trout, Jan, Boudreaux, Fox, Rodriguez, and Sosa. Only ones with a 10+3 WAR. It's still early June, Mike. Let's see where that goes. But if you add that name to that list, you're right. Clyde, the Knicks front office stinks. So does the Hornets and Clippers. Probably the Bulls, too. Explain to me the madness in regards to these stadiums. The Bears leave. The Fire gets a stadium. Sox should be ashamed of himself. Ownership needs to step up. As Breck said, the Rockies are up 3-0. This is absolutely awesome. Becky saying go Oklahoma City tomorrow night. Thank God the NBA Finals start. Clyde, I'm ignoring that one. I'm not going to be putting up. Wait a minute. Where the hell's Godfather? That's a great call. Breck's coming down too, Lip. It's going to be we're going to go west to east here and come south too. We're going to go Denver to Chicago to South Florida, get a little deep sea fishing in. I know we're going to have some cold cocktails. We'll hit Hooters. Look at the friendship here. We bring people together. You already know what I think about this pick. There will be a lot of goals both ways. Too much time off. I agree. I think the overs. In hockey, I feel like it's different. Like you could get cold bats and the ball can't go in the hoop. But look, there's going to be a lot of people on edge. Canada's nervous. They want this cup. That's why I like Florida in this game, man. I also think that their roster is built for the repeat. Not that the Oilers aren't. They're just not as deep as the Florida Panthers. By the way, I can talk ice. I can talk hockey all day long. Let's talk some hockey. So, got the NASCAR. Those tickets, by the way, we'll be giving those away later in the month, okay? And we're going to come fast and furious. We have over 10 pair of tickets to give away. I believe we have 12 pair of tickets to give away. It's going to be awesome, and we look forward to you guys. And you know what? We'll have them with drivers. I'm going to do the same thing we do here. I'm going to start bringing more guests on the show, and I'm going to open it up to you guys. When we have guests on this show, This is our show, your show, not just my show. It's all of us. The lunch hour with Guff is your lunch hour with me and my lunch hour with you. So we're going to do this together. When we have guests on, I'm going to literally open it up and fire the questions at both drivers. I talked about Pat Boyle coming on. Tell me who else you want to hear from. I'll get more people on. Okay. I'll get writers. I'll try to get players. But yeah, let's keep it on going. Let's try to open up the can here on the Recap Lunch Hour. Really good hump day edition of the show, of the program. We got some merch possibilities coming up here in a partnership with somebody else that in Chicago you guys would know very, very well. This has been the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Get outside. Get outside. Guff's guest. I know, Pablo, this is your idea. You've been waiting to see it for a long, long time. We'll do it again tomorrow. The Florida Panthers plus money on the money line tonight, trying to get back to 2-2 this week on the Recap Bet of the Day. Appreciate you guys. It's all brought to you by our fine partner at Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Try that blueberry lemonade. It's the drink of the month. $8 all month long. Ordered at Hooters.com to carry out. Have a great day. We'll see you.